I will tell you the story of Michael Jordan, from his childhood and early athletic beginnings to his NBA glory and the defining moments that shaped his epic career. I will focus on all the impactful events and inspiring lessons. Beginnings. An ordinary child from a humble family, Michael Jeffrey Jordan was born on February 17, 1963, in Brooklyn, New York City. But he did not spend his childhood there. His father, James Jordan, was a mechanic and supervisor at an electrical plant, while his mother, Dolores Jordan, worked in a bank. The family moved to Wilmington, North Carolina when Michael was young, and there he began his journey in a life full of challenges and hard work. In Jordan's family, order and discipline were essential elements. His parents instilled in him a love of hard work and commitment. His mother, whom Jordan described as the foundation upon which my character was built, taught him the importance of planning and respecting deadlines, while his father was a constant reminder of the value of working hard in everything you do. Michael later said, "I was fortunate to have parents who taught me that failure is not the end of the road, but the beginning." Despite this supportive environment, Michael did not appear to be a special child in sports. He was average among his peers, and sometimes even less so in sports such as basketball, baseball, and American football. But from a young age, he had one distinguishing trait: a spirit of challenge. Adolescence, the first experience with failure. At the age of 15, Michael enrolled at Laney High School. He dreamed of joining the primary basketball team and becoming one of the school's stars. But he faced a bitter disappointment when he was cut from the primary team. The reason? He was not tall enough compared to his peers. He was 178 centimeters at the time, and the team coach saw that he lacked the necessary skills. For most young people his age, this moment would be enough to shatter their dreams. But for Michael, this was a moment of rebirth. He came home crying, but his mother said words that would later become the basis of his philosophy. "If you want to succeed, you have to work harder than everyone else." Michael didn't just cry or get discouraged. He started waking up at dawn every day and heading to the school field to train on his own. He spent long hours practicing shooting, improving his movement, and building his physical fitness. He says of that time, "I felt like I needed to prove myself. It wasn't about the coach or the team. It was about proving that I could do what I wanted to do." Transformation. From average player to school star. The following year, Michael Jordan returned to the school team, but he wasn't the player he had been excluded from before. Over the summer, he grew to about 6'10", 190 centimeters tall, becoming a well-rounded player, both physically and technically. He began leading his team to victories. In his final year at school, Michael averaged 29.2 points per game, becoming one of the best high school players in the country. These accomplishments made college scouts start to notice his talent. The university, the moment that made a legend. In 1981, Jordan received offers from several prestigious universities, but he chose to join the University of North Carolina to play under legendary coach Dean Smith. This decision was pivotal in his life, as the university provided him with a competitive environment that helped him develop quickly. In his first year, Jordan was an average player on a team that included many stars, but he quickly began to prove himself. The most important moment came in 1982, when his team reached the NCAA tournament final against Georgetown University. In the dying moments of the game, with his team trailing by 1 point, Jordan received the ball and scored the winning shot that gave his team the national title. That shot was not just a point in the game. It was the real beginning of his legend. Jordan says of it, "It made me realize that I could handle pressure. I knew from that moment that I could succeed." After 3 years in college, during which he achieved several individual and team achievements, Jordan decided to apply to the NBA to begin his professional career. Professionalism. The beginning of the NBA with the Chicago Bulls. In the 1984 NBA draft, Jordan was selected by the Chicago Bulls as the 3rd overall pick. From his first day in the league, Jordan proved to be a unique player. In his first season, Michael averaged 28.2 points per game and won the league's Rookie of the Year award. But despite his individual brilliance, the Chicago Bulls team was struggling, as it was facing difficulties in defeating strong teams such as the Detroit Pistons, who developed a tough defensive style known as Jordan rules, to limit its danger. The beginning of dominance, consecutive championships. Instead of giving up, Michael Jordan decided to work on himself more. He began a rigorous program to strengthen his physical structure and improve his team skills. These efforts began to bear fruit in 1991, when he led his team to win the first NBA championship in the history of the Chicago Bulls. This title marked the beginning of a golden era. Jordan and his team won 3 consecutive championships, 1991, 1992, 1993, achieving unprecedented dominance in the league. During this period, Jordan became the media face of the NBA and made basketball a global sport. Tragedy and first retirement. In 1993, Jordan suffered a major emotional shock when his father, James Jordan, was killed by thieves trying to steal his car. This tragedy prompted Michael to rethink his life and his decision to retire from basketball. At the time, he said, "I lost my desire for the game. I needed time to find myself again." During his retirement, Jordan tried to fulfill his father's dream of playing in Major League Baseball, but he had little success. The legendary comeback, "I'm back." In 1995, Michael decided to return to basketball. His return was a huge surprise to the sports world. In his first season back, he showed that he hadn't lost his spark. In the following season, 1995 to 96, he led the Chicago Bulls to a historic 72-win season. Jordan continued to dominate, winning 3 more consecutive championships, 1996, 1997, 1998, bringing his total to 6 NBA championships. An undying legacy. Michael Jordan retired for good in 2003 after a career that spanned 2 decades. His journey was not just the story of a talented athlete, but a lesson in mental strength, hard work, and determination to achieve goals. His Air Jordan brand became a global icon and remains hugely popular. Jordan said, "I failed over and over again, and that's why I succeeded." His story inspires millions of people around the world because it shows that success is not limited to talent, but requires sacrifice and self-belief.